Hi, I'm Jim Wilhelm. This building once housed the fire department and the city hall for the town of Pontiac. But after they moved to a new facility, they used the extra space to bring in some new attractions. Just across from the War Museum is a series of displays which give visitors a taste of what life was like during a time of great sacrifice. But it was also the beginning of a time of great prosperity. It all began with a special school assignment from two teachers in Kankakee, and it has grown into this exhibit, which is titled Life in the 1940s. Along one wall are newspapers tracking World War II's progression through headlines. They're part of a collection of 600 newspapers rescued from the curbside. They had once belonged to an author who was researching the war for a book, and after his death, the family cleaned the house and decided to toss the papers. There's also the recreation of a home from the 1940s with period furniture. Television hadn't come along yet, so people got their news from the newspaper or the radio. This is a Crosley console, which also could bring in shortwave and police frequencies. And also on display is another way in which the war affected daily life: rationing. In the kitchen there are food stamps. Every person was allowed 1 cup of sugar, 4 ounces of fat, and 4 ounces of meat per week. Families had to figure out how to extend the ration. Most of the time the meat was ground and mixed with breadcrumbs or oatmeal. There were other substitutions. Because metal was needed for the military, Illinois license plates were made from soybeans, which made them tasty to goats on the farm. And here's a robe that was made by a company which supplied the armed forces with parachutes. They used the leftover material to make ladies' clothing. There's also a display of popular toys from that time, some of which reflect the shortages to the public. For example, paper dolls were very popular during that period of time because of the shortage of other materials brought on by the war effort. And after the war, well, let's just say that the regulations were a lot less strict than they are today. For example, here's the Little Chef stove that was advertised as just like Mommy's. And it was, since the oven in this toy could heat up to 375 degrees. Chemistry sets reached their height of popularity during the 40s, although one of the chemicals included is nickel ammonium sulfate, that when heated could emit toxic fumes. From 1944 is the largest balsa wood model ever made. It's of a Boeing B-17 bomber, at a wingspan of over 77 inches when complete. The box advises the builder to be meticulous in construction because the finished product might be displayed in a museum. Welcome back to Pontiac and the most photographed mural in town. It's on the back of the building where we began our tour, a museum which archives the people and the places in Illinois which makes Route 66 the road to travel. Theirs are just a few of the stories that can be found here. Above, the museum preserves the history of sacrifices by individuals in name of freedom and country. And there's also Life in the 40s, reminding visitors of life on the home front. For more information about the places we visited in Pontiac, contact the Pontiac Tourism Office at 815-844-5847. Or go to their website at www.visitpontiac.org.